Om Shanti, everyone. Good morning. Uh, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, sister. So, the Murli is dated 22nd of June, 1971, and the title is Signs of an Intense Effort Maker. When you have finished all other thoughts and only pure thought remains, do you experience the stage of being the embodiment of pure thoughts? Are you experiencing this stage? This stage is said to be a powerful stage that is free from all karmic bondages and extremely lovely. While stabilizing yourself in such a lovely and unique stage, you come down just in order to perform actions. Someone may be living high up, but he has to come down in order to carry out a certain task. Even while coming down, he doesn't forget his original place. In the same way, why do you forget your elevated stage? That is your real place. Always think that you have just come down for a temporary period in order to perform a task, and that you have the same original stage permanently. Then, no matter how many tasks you perform, while performing karma like a karma yogi, you will not forget your original stage or place. This consciousness changes your authority. If the awareness is lacking, then the power is also lacking. Authority means power. What is the birthright of those authorities who are Master Almighty authorities? All the powers are the birthright of those who are Master Almighty authorities. So, you should constantly have the stage of this consciousness in the form of it being your birthright. Do you experience your birthright to be constantly with you? Do you consider yourself to be worthy? No matter what happens, do all of you consider yourselves to be worthy? Some said, we are worthy, whereas some said, we are becoming worthy. So, a lot of checking points in the Murli, and the first is to have this constant awareness while we are carrying out our actions, that it is very important to remain in that elevated stage, to be in the constant remembrance. And with 18th of January, just close in another 2 days. And this Murli also reminds us that to be like Brahma Baba, to be the karma yogi, and never to really forget your original stage. And for that, the consciousness, the awareness that yes, I am the Master Almighty authority. And in order to have that consciousness, that is a way of becoming saput, or to be Baba's children. Are you to become worthy, saput, or are you becoming the proof, sabut, both? If you are not worthy, then you're probably not able to stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance either. If you have to continue to make effort to become worthy until the end, when will you give proof of it? Will you become worthy in 2 to 4 years and then give the proof of it 2 to 4 years after that? You are worthy. If you did not consider yourselves to be worthy, would you consider yourselves to be surrendered? Have you surrendered yourselves, or do you still have to surrender yourselves? Is it not being worthy to have surrendered? Do you understand? So, another question Baba is asking, that have we surrendered ourselves, or are we still in the process of surrendering? You are moving along on the basis of Srimad and according to directions. You are moving along considering yourselves to be trustees. So you would be called worthy, would you not? In some cases too, much thinking changes the result. For instance, at the time of examination, instead of answering the question, you spend too much time in thinking about the question, and so the question remains unanswered. So do not go into too much thinking. Baba explains that you are worthy children, and this is why you are following Srimad. But there now remains just the question of giving the proof. Each of you is showing the proof of that according to your own capacity, and you will continue to show it. The extent to which Baba has faith in the children, accordingly, the children do not have that much faith in the intellect for themselves. This is why the result of being victorious in every task is only visible sometimes. Just as you do have faith in Baba and faith in the study in the same way, you are lacking faith in the intellect for the self at every moment and in every thought. When will you remove the weakness? In 2 or 3 years' time? Do not think about 2 to 3 years even in your dreams. What would you say? Now. Those who are fast effort makers will never allow the word sometimes to emerge from their lips. They will say, now. Not only will they say now, but they will practically do it now. Such a soul is a fast effort maker. You are ascending, and so you should be close. If you have kept a margin of 2 to 3 years, you would be counted. Would you be counted within the line of those who are fast effort makers? To be a fast effort maker means that whatever weakness is visible or whatever is lacking should be finished at this moment. when you have awareness, then because of having power at the time of having awareness, to remove any weakness feels as though an ordinary task is automatically being carried out without thinking about it. This becomes natural. In order to make such effort, continue to make the teachings that you receive day by day your practical form. Do not keep the teachings in your intellect in the form of teachings, but make every teaching your form. What will you then become? The original stage, which is praised. Your stage will become that of the embodiment of knowledge, the embodiment of bliss. Do not keep it in your intellect in the form of points, but make the point your practical form. Then your stage will constantly be that of a point. At present, the majority of you imbibe the point in form of points and you speak about them. However, when you put the point into your practical form, then instead of just speaking about it, you will become an image that grants visions. So continue to make this effort. It is very easy to speak about it, and it is also very easy to churn it. Whatever you churn, whatever you speak, become the embodiment of that and give other souls the experience of that form. Such souls are called worthy souls who give the proof. Worthy children are called faithful and obedient. Do all of you consider yourselves to be obedient? Since you have the blessing of victory, through what do you attain victory? If you are following one order, you are obedient. Are you not? Do you constantly obey the directions? What is the main direction? To constantly stay in remembrance and to have purity in your thoughts, words, and actions. You tell others to be pure yogis, and so whatever you tell others must be the main direction. There should not be impurity or uncleanliness even in your thoughts. This is called complete purity. You have become such obedient children, have you not? Is the entire Shakti army pure and yogi, or do you still have to become that? You are constant yogis. Constant means that you do not have any impurity even in your thoughts. If you are touched by the old impure sanskars in your thoughts, it cannot be called complete purity. For instance, a Vaishnav would not accept physical food from anyone anyway. But even if he touches it, he would not call himself a true Vaishnava. If you allow the slightest impure thoughts or old sanskars to touch the intellect in form of thoughts, would you then be called a real Vaishnava? It is said that if someone sees a wrong action being performed, there is an impact of that even by just seeing it. An account is created of that too. If you think in these terms, then if the old sanskars and impure thoughts even touch the intellect, you would not be called a real Vaishnava or one with complete purity. To what extent have you kept this as the aim of your effort? Just think, since you have to reach that stage, do these little things seem right even at this time? You are even now playing games of childhood. Do you still sometimes have a desire to play childhood games? You create something, you sustain it, and you destroy it. What sort of game is this? It is the game of blind faith of the path of bhakti. Maya will definitely come, but according to your stage now and according to the time, she should not come in that form, but come to take leave. She should come to salute you. Do you not have to prepare to go back home now? Will you see her saluting you for some time? Or will you just go like that? The Shaktis now have all the experiences. Bab Dada even renounces his fortune and gives it to the Pandavas and Shaktis as a blessing. This is why the Shaktis are worshipped a great deal. The Bhagats have started to call out the Shaktis from this time. Can you hear their sound? The further you progress, the more you will have the experience of Bhagats lighting incense and singing praise in front of the idols. You will smell that fragrance practically and experience their call as though they are in front of you and calling out to you. Just as with binoculars, you're able to see a distant scene very closely. In the same way, your divine stage will work like binoculars. There will be this success through the consciousness of the Shaktis. Because of attaining this final success, the Bhagats of the Shaktis have the desire of attaining occult powers from the Shaktis. Only when they see this result of success will they fill themselves with these sanskars. So, does this form of your being the embodiment of success through your consciousness come in front of you? Just as it is said, son shows the father. In the same way, it is in return you reveal the father. Bap Dada does not see this part in a practical form, but this is the part of the Shaktis and Pandavas. So, you have to become faithful and obedient to such an extent that you do not even let 1 second or one thought go by without it being ordered. This is called being obedient. And what do you mean by being faithful? Someone who is completely faithful would not have anyone except the Father in thoughts and dreams, and would not see anything except the Father's task, the Father's praise, and the Father's knowledge. Such souls are called completely faithful, one Baba and none other. Nothing else is visible in their dreams or in their consciousness. Such souls are called completely faithful. What is the practical sign of those who are obedient? Honesty and cleanliness. There should be honesty and cleanliness even in your thoughts and not just in your words. You have to check yourself to see to what extent you have become faithful and obedient. If the love of the intellect is constantly with one, you cannot be colored by the company of others. The reason for lacking love in the intellect is that the attraction of the many other types of company pulls you. So break away from everyone else and connect yourself with only one. This is the first promise. And to fulfill this promise means to be completely faithful. Do you understand? Acha. Om Shanti. So let's take 2 minutes to think about the points of today's Murli, and then we shall start discussing the points. Shanti. So yes, anyone would like to share any point or take away from today's Murli?
Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone.
Shanti.
Yeah, I like the point where my Baba says that make your stage a point form and speak about them. Such souls are called worthy, faithful, and obedient souls. And he also says, but make every teaching your form. Then your stage will become the embodiment of knowledge and bliss. Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Swaroop Vanna.
Yes. I think in this entire Murli, while I was reading it was just the main focus was again just being on dharana. That is not just churning and writing the points in your notebook, but just being that form at that moment and not giving yourself that 1 year, 2 years. So for me, that was the takeaway from this Murli. Yes. Yeah, anyone else would like to share anything?
Shanti. The takeaway for me in today's Murli is Baba is reminding us that when you come, so Baba gives an analogy where he says that when you are coming from top, you will never forget your stage. In your original form, you will never forget. So he's reminding us that our original form is being soul conscious. And only when we come down from that stage is when we get caught up by Maya. So be agile, be aware, and remember what is your original form. That's the takeaway for me from today's Murli. Om Shanti.
Yes. Shanti.
Om Shanti. Today,
Shanti.
Baba beautifully taught us that we have to be faithful as well as obedient. The one who is obedient will always be working under the orders of Baba. Even he will not let out even 1 second without being ordered. So yes, this is a very practical solution. The more we connect, as Baba says, that kadam kadam par rai lo. So we have to keep Baba always with us. So that is the most lovely. Those are the most lovely moments when we do this. It becomes very it gives a very soothing effect at that time when we just follow Baba. And intellect also, Baba said that you have to be honest and have a clean intellect. So yes, when we truly be honest, then we are happy. And also, according to me, we have to be clean. We have a need to have a very clean mind. We only have to work on the Srimad, which is given to us through the Murli. And when we
Sister, you've gone on mute.
oh sorry, am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So Baba said that you need to be honest, and need to be honest and very clean-minded in order to have faithful. In order to be faithful, so we have to be continuously follow the Srimad, and always follow the orders of Baba. And so when we will have this kind of personality, then we will be able to help others. Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Yes, we can hear you, sister.
Okay. Tivra Purusharthi. I think that's a very nice certificate I would love to get from my teacher. So, as you said, yes, we have to become Swarup. But I always feel first have to be a student. I have to first see what are the teachings which my Baba is giving me. So first he asks, are you a karma yogi? Are you yogya? That is, are you worthy? And he gives us all the pointers for becoming worthy. Do you have faith in your intellect? So that's Swarup. Every time when that pointer is given, we can check, do I have faith in my intellect? Abhi samapti. Just now, no saying kabhi and all. Abhi samapti will make me natural and tivra. Uska swarup panna hai. Then he asks, are you a true Vaishnav? Not even a single impurity in your thoughts, which was one of the pointers even in yesterday's Avyakt Murli. But the lovely point which I always carry is, I am a Shakti. I am seated over here. I can get the fragrance of all that incense sticks and the bhajans which my bhagats are singing about me. Because I am obedient and I belong only to one, none but one. I am a Shakti. I break away from everyone and I connect to one. This is my takeaway point. Break and connect. Shanti.
Very beautifully expressed.
Om Shanti, sister.
Shanti,
So,
have you start?
for me also, just like the other sisters have said, Baba's that simple line of being 100% faithful with the one and the only one is my biggest takeaway. And just to rephrase what Sister Girja just said, the last sentence, she said, you break away from everything and be with only one. So for me, I rephrase it as, I don't break away, but I see that one in everything. And I connect to the one above everything else. But when I see, the people, the differences, I see only the soul. And for me, that soul is the one. And that is what Baba has taught us. So I know she meant the same thing, but I'm just rephrasing it. For me, breaking away means disconnecting, whereas I would like to be connecting with everything. And I see only Baba everywhere. I see only the one everywhere. And that for me is my faith. I see him in every dimension, in every energy, in every vibration. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sister. That's what was my intention. Om Shanti.
Yes, Madhu.
Om Shanti Ji, Divine
Shanti.
Family. Yes, I love this point that Sister just shared with you, that instead of breaking away or detached from everybody else, I mean the same thing. So that's what I do. Whenever I interact with family or other people or outside workplace, anywhere, so I see Baba in each living being. And so I totally agree with that. So my heart sings when I think about that. Jo jo dis tera roop, Baba, whoever I see, wherever I see you in each human being. So that's my point. I totally agree with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Madhu, when you're unmuted yourself. We cannot hear you, sister.
Thank you, Didi. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible now.
For me, to be taken away from faith, none but one. And to like Didi to break and connect with that, I took a break from the old stars. Break the old stars and connect with the new world. That I just it's very nice time. Today, I would like to share one thing that I love this day. I have joined this if I didn't want to miss. Though the last few days I did not attend due to some unavoidable like circumstances. So here I like that everybody, by Rakshididi, Balvinder, all I can name, all share from the heart. And I love to hear all this divine family, all the members of this divine family. Beautiful one, really. I love this family. I love my dad. Thank you. Thank you.
Sister, I just want to add one sentence when that Balvinder sister shared. I remember that song, Tujhe Mera Pratikta Hai. Both the sisters said that. I think that song always got my heart. Om Shanti.
Yes. Om Shanti. Yes, would anyone else would want to add something or share any point?
Om Shanti, sister. I also like the point where my Baba says that there should not be impurity not only in your words and actions, but in your thoughts too. That is, then you become constant yogi. So when you reach this stage, your divine, you will reveal your divine stage, and this will work like a binoculars. Om Shanti.
Yes.
Om Shanti. Sister, I like this point. Or sang tod, ek sang jod. That's the foundation of the entire, you can say, the essence of the entire Murli. And then coming back to the first line, Baba said this Murli, that when we have finished all other thoughts and only one pure thought remains, then do you experience the stage of being the embodiment of pure thoughts? So are you experiencing this stage? So Baba is taking us from the knowledgeful to the being the embodiment of that knowledge. And knowledge is nothing but the pure thought that I am a soul. Who am I and who is mine? I think that's the essence. Om Shanti.
Okay. Yes.
Om Shanti, sister.
Yes.
I would like to ask whether what has had Baba explained to us today in the Murli about the success. because nowadays I'm not able to bring my thoughts into actions. I'm not doing my Amrit Vela on time, and also I need to I'm getting into influence of others, because of which I am not able to. I need some counseling in that reading, in regard. Some opinions or some yuktis which I can implement now to come out of this. Om Shanti.
Uh, so would anyone want to share? And also I would like to add to it, sister. So similar to what you're saying, actually, I had the same problem a couple of months back where I was not doing my Amrit Vela regularly. And there was a point when I was also missing the Sakar Murli for a while. And the third point, which you said, coming under the influence of others, or basically not feeling the company of Baba. And what I had done at that time was, again, I think it was I went to the center, and the sister asked me, it's been a long time, you haven't come. So I told her that I have been missing all of that, and I really feel guilty about it, actually. So she said that first, remove the guilt, and second is, she said, just start reading the Murlis. And that's what I think I did. That thing was on a Sunday. And after the class, I went back home. I started reading the Murlis, and I forgot everything that happened in the sense that the guilt of, missing the Amrit Vela, and then blaming myself, and even feeling bad of the fact that I was missing Sakar Mullis. So I started afresh again. And since then, however bad the schedule is, or anything of that matter, I don't miss the Murli or Amrit Velas. So yes, it can happen, but I feel it. I think at the center, when you get all the positivity, and the Behanes, they're always there with you, and so is our divine family. So I think that for me is how I picked myself up. Yeah.
Thank you, sister. Actually, same situation was with me also. So I will definitely put into action whatever you said. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Sister.
Just to add a little bit on that, I'm not a motivating talker or a thing to say, but what I feel, it depends in what I want success. Am I looking for success in work? Then Baba always says you should have a focus in your through hard work, and there should be some intelligence also in it. But for me, it is faith in myself, faith in what I do. Faith means the power. So I don't get success because I lack the power. Even if somebody else says something, rather to get influenced, I will try to have good wishes for them. So, but all this, I feel it comes in nishchay, faith. And there are different kinds of faith in the self, in what I do, in what I work. I feel, maybe as I told you, it's just a pointer which I have tried. Determination, dridata, I can do. If not I, who else? Mera hi naam likha hai usme. So it depends on what success I'm looking at.
Okay. Absolutely, sister. And I think the foundation of all what I think I shared was after that was faith and more faith. So thank you, sister, for pointing that.
Om Shanti. To develop the faith, one can also resort to writing the Somans 21 times or 51 times or whatever you have time, depending on that, maybe 108 times. And what I have experienced, that the intellect and the mind gets focused, and we experience the you can say the being the embodiment of Baba, what Baba is intending, what what Baba visualizes us to be, how Baba sees us. So one example is like, मैं Master Sarva Shaktivan Atma hu, I am a Master Almighty Soul, and victory is my birthright. This is one example. There are other somans also. You can probably take from Suraj Bhai's class, and practice this writing and see. It made an impact on me also. So that's why I'm sharing. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother. Actually, I also was planning to do this. So building on Swamans is very, very enlightening and very rejuvenating. So yes, this is the option only left with me right now. Om Shanti.
A separate diary called Soman Diary. There you write down these while in office or at home or wherever where you get time. Suppose you are waiting at a railway station or airport. That time we can utilize gainfully and write it down and see the result and sign it and dedicate these samans to the entire world, to the entire 800 crore souls, to everyone, and then see the difference. Om Shanti.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, brother.
Om Shanti, sister, you may also choose to be in solitude sometime and read the Vex Murlis and note down your points and share your experiences with Baba in the form of a written letter. That clarifies the way you are thinking and it helps you to understand the
We cannot hear you, brother. Okay, so we can now move on to the meditation. So I'll just play some soft music and let us all just be in the remembrance of one and stay connected to him with this thought that I'm faithful, I'm powerful, I'm honest, and I'm clean. I'm Shakti, I am the power. Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead, and see you tomorrow at 5:30
a.m.
Yes.
So we shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Om
Okay.
Shanti.
Thank you, Baba. Oh.
Shanti.